Ladies and gentlemen, in this super quick video, I'm going to break down step by step how we build YouTube Shorts ads campaigns. Now, my name's George. I'm the CEO and founder here at ClickSpring. We are here to make scaling as simple as humanly possible with Google and YouTube ads. Now, YouTube Shorts ads, I've mentioned them in a previous video and I've mentioned them a lot on Twitter. They are one of the hottest things right now in not only the Google ads space, but the digital marketing space. Why? Well, there's low competition, so there's low CPCs, which means cost per click, low CPMs, cost per milli. Basically, everything is much cheaper than it is on Meta and TikTok, which means that the profit you can make is significantly higher, i.e. the ROAS. So they're very interesting. We've been seeing some incredible results with them over, spending over $100,000 on them at least in the last few months across many different clients in many different niches. They work incredibly well, and I'm going to break down exactly how we build them right now for you. So let's jump in. Now, this is a practice kind of demo account I have with no campaigns currently running, but let's go ahead and jump and create a new campaign. So you want to go to your campaigns here and click any of the blue buttons that you can see here, and we're going to click this one here. Okay, we're going to click new campaign, and instantly we're going to choose our campaign objective. Okay, and now we like to go ahead and just create a campaign without our goals guidance for YouTube Shorts. Now, of course, sales is our objective here, but we do get to have a little bit more flexibility with the bid strategies that we can use when we go ahead and create a campaign without a goals guidance. Now, this guidance thing, this goal thing doesn't really do very much. It's really when you get to things like conversion actions and bid strategies, that is really what makes the difference. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and then actually click a video campaign once we've done that. And then we've got a bunch of different options. So with YouTube, with video campaigns, we have subtypes, right? So there's a bunch of different subtypes under the video campaign. Now, the one we want is a campaign that drives conversions, okay? So it's very simply a video ad with the goal of driving conversions, okay? We don't want any of the others. Right now, we're going to go ahead and select drive conversions. And of course, we're going to use our purchase conversion action. So there's really no need to have any other conversion actions in here. We'll go ahead and remove them. We just really want the purchase conversion action, okay? So we're going to go ahead and click continue. Now, here we are in the campaign builder itself, okay? So, first things first, we're gonna have to go ahead and name the campaign, right? And this is something I've been a massive proponent of for a long time. You should have a very clear campaign name convention across your Google Ads account or whatever ads you're running, right? This allows you to easily, at bird's eye view, see which campaigns are, targeting what products, or which campaigns have what bid strategy, or which campaigns are targeting which locations, right? Just in an instant. It's so much easier if you do this, and so many agencies and brands miss out on it. So what we do is we do CS for ClickSpring, when then we name the campaign. So this is a YouTube Shorts campaign. This is targeting cat videos, right? Because I'm going to grab an example of a cat video in just a second as our ad. And we're going to use max conversions, I believe, just to start with, just to get a bit of spend on the network. And then, we'll talk a little bit about TCPAs and stuff like that in a second. And let's say we're just targeting the UK, which is where I'm from, okay? So let's go ahead and target the UK then. Languages, we obviously want the languages to be synonymous with the language that the creative is going to be in. So of course it will say English here. And now we're going to get onto bid strategies, okay? So you're going to have different options depending on the goals that you set and the data in your account. You can see that these two ones are grayed out purely because we don't have enough conversions to be able to select them, okay? Because this is obviously a brand new account, a brand new campaign. But regardless, I do recommend that you start with max conversions. We tend to go max conversion TCPA, regardless, even if we do have access to max conversion value and target ROAS. Reason being is just because when you're getting a huge volume of impressions like you do on the YouTube network, really the main goal should just to convert as many of them to conversions as possible. The ROAS will kind of sort itself out at that point, all right? So what we like to do is start with max conversions, run the campaign for 14 to 30 days, depending on the level of spend, and then once we can see quite an average kind of CPA, which means cost per acquisition, so essentially how much it costs to get a customer, once we can kind of see an average of that over the last 30 days, we'll then set a TCPA just above the 30-day average or the 14-day average or whatever we're using, just to kind of let the campaign have a bit of a wiggle room, okay? So starting on max conversions. Now, when it comes to budget, you really want to be as as sort of lenient as possible, or as kind of generous as possible, because YouTube loves to spend money, man. Like whatever you give it, it's gonna spend it. Okay, it's not like, you know, search, which sometimes doesn't spend, or shopping. YouTube is going to spend, okay? And you must make sure to have your budget at least, we like to say 2 to 3 times your CPA, okay? So if your product is priced at $60, you know, I really recommend running the campaign on at least, you know, $100 to $20 really, you know, something in that range, which sounds a bit high, I know, but that's just, you know, that's just what we see. Or rather, if your CPA is at $60, you should run it at 120, and, you know, say your product's maybe, I don't know, $100, something like that, okay? Cool, so let's say, for instance, I'm selling a product that is, you know, $40, right? $40, typically we're getting customers for $20. So I want to run this at, you know, 40, right? Of course, this is GBP here, but same thing, right? Next, we want to choose networks. Unfortunately, we can't change the setting anymore. You used to be able to. Unfortunately, we can't change it anymore, so we're going to move past. Site links are very, very important. We want to include as many site links as we can possibly include, just to maximize our real estate on the results pages of YouTube, maximize the amount of space we're taking up, and also just increase CTR. Okay, so this is something I do support. Now, sometimes Google's going to tell you to do something when it really doesn't benefit, but I'm very sure that site links will improve your performance. Okay, now this little additional settings bar here is very important, because this is really where the most important setting is when it comes to YouTube Shorts, and that is the devices part here. Okay, so we want to exclude everything other than mobile phones. Now, the reason for this is because mostly shorts are being viewed on mobile phones. We have the data. This is just by far and above true. Typically, when you're on a computer, you're watching long form, whereas on your phone, you're watching YouTube Shorts. Now, there's over 5 billion YouTube Shorts viewed every day, okay? So there's a huge amount of volume here, so don't be worried about this restricting your volume. I promise you, this is what you do, okay, to show up on Shorts as much as possible, because you must remember, of course, that we can't actually launch dedicated YouTube Shorts ads campaigns just yet. Google hasn't given us that opportunity, so for now we have to do this workaround. But from, you know, the results that we've seen, typically you're going to be showing up on Shorts like 90% of the time. You know, sometimes your ad will play on a long form video, but it's very rare. Mostly it's going to be in front of Shorts, because it's in YouTube's best interest to suit the ad to the video format, right? And if we're uploading short form content in a mobile format, they're going to show that on mobile phones most of the time, right? Because they don't want to kind of have this mismatch and bother the viewer, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, frequency capping, ad schedule, all this other stuff, this is something you should consider down the line when you have a bit more data to play with. I do not recommend adding frequency capping off the bat, but what it is essentially you can cap the amount of times someone sees your ad. So you can say, I only want someone to see my ad 3 times per day or 3 times per week, and same for view. Now, the difference between impression and view, by the way, impression is they literally just see it. If view is they watch it past 30 seconds, okay? So that's something to keep in mind. We don't set that at the start, and we don't do anything else here either. Yeah, so video enhancements, really, we have not played around with this much. Honestly, I can't give you an honest answer whether this helps or hurts you. I'm just gonna leave it on for now, okay? So now we're on to the ad group, okay? And really, this is what we like to do in campaigns. So we like to keep things pretty simple at the start, okay? We just want to have really 2 ad groups. We want to have one testing ad group and one winning ad group. Now, when you're spending $1,000 a day on YouTube Shorts, which we are with some clients, then it makes sense to have separate ad groups with different audiences, with different location targeting, all of that good stuff. But when you're just spending 50, 100, even 500 bucks a day, you want to let Google do the sorting, right? You want to create an ad group, stuff a load of creative in there, and allow Google to sort the best one from the worst one, because it's going to do it better than you, right? It's seeing exactly how users are interacting with it. It has incentive to push the best one. So we just like to have a testing ad group, right, to start with, and we just want to throw all the relevant creative in here that we can, okay? Now, of course, if, you know, potentially you're advertising a bunch of different products and you want to separate ad groups by product theme, that could be a good way to go about it. Typically, we like to just do this though, okay? So we're gonna have a testing ad group here. Now we're gonna go ahead and create an audience, right? So this is very similar to Performance Max. You're creating this kind of, you know, bundled up audience where you've got keywords and remarketing and audiences and all this kind of stuff, okay? So we'll just call this YouTube Shorts. Now, custom segments, right? So custom segments are very simple. You can include search terms, you can include URLs. I mean, those are the 2 you really only want to bother with. Our recommendation is always the same, 10 to 15 keywords, and then 3 to 5 competitor URLs if you have them available, okay? So I'm not gonna do that right now, but that's what we recommend. For your data, we don't include this, Okay, you've got to be cognizant of what campaign you're building here. If you're building a cold top of funnel campaign, you do not want to include remarketing, because this your data bit is the remarketing audiences bit. So we do not touch this when we're building a cold campaign. If you're building a remarketing campaign, then that's a different story, okay? What we do want to do though is add in-market segments, okay? So I don't know if this is an in-market segment. Okay, there's cat information, kittens, catteries, right? You want to include again around 3 to 5 in-market segments, okay? I don't really like affinity. I think it's too broad, but in-market is very good. It tells us that the users in this audience are actually in the market. They are interested in this thing, okay? And then exclusions, we don't typically do this unless you have a very specific thing you want to exclude. For example, customer lists. So if you're running a cold campaign, you want to exclude existing customers, you can exclude that. Other than that, we don't really touch it. And then demographics, again, if you have good reason to, you can mess around in here. Otherwise, we don't touch it. Okay, so that's what we do there. And then let's get on to the video. Okay, cool. So by this point, we've created an audience. Now, the only thing that I'm not going to be able to show you right now is the product feed selection. So if you've connected a Google Merchant Center account to your Google account here, your Google Ads account, you'll get an option somewhere around here to include a product feed. Now this is where you want to select the precise products that you want to link to this ad you're creating. So if you're creating an ad for maybe your skinny jeans, right? You want to include all of your skinny jean SKUs, item IDs, and then they will show up as products at the bottom of the ad, and users can select the exact one that they want to go and view, and they'll go to that product page. Okay, so it's very, very important. Now, other than that, here is the ad setting. So of course, I'm just going to use this example of a cat because it's a good example as any. This video isn't going to be about what the best creative is to use. This is just purely about how to set things up. Okay. Now, the final URL here is what they're going to go to when they hit the call to action. Okay, so that's very important that you set that up. So we'll just set this as my website. Okay, and then the final URL, or the display URL, sorry, this is purely cosmetic. This is just a nicer way to kind of wrap your URL when they click on it. So this isn't really very visible, but we'll just do again my name. Okay, and then you're gonna obviously want to click shop now if you're selling products, and then if you're not, this isn't really the guide for you, but you can click one of the other options. And then the headline, of course, this is really important. Now this is a very short headline, so it's only 15 characters. Use as much purchase intent language as you can. So shop jeans, now that's a good one there. And then for the long headline, this is going to be a bit longer, of course, 90 characters, but we really want to keep things as short as possible. I mean, you can see this is what the viewer is going to see. It's on their phone, it's very small, so we don't want really long copy. We want short copy, that's quite snappy. Think about the viewers that are actually watching shorts. They don't have time to read a long essay. I wouldn't recommend going above, honestly, 30 characters here. Keep it nice and short and sweet, and yeah, just do something like this. Maybe obviously a bit shorter for the description as well. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to add UTMs, you can do that in the URL options here. Companion banners, this is again purely cosmetic and is also computers only, so this isn't even going to apply to us. And then that is your first ad, okay? And then you can go ahead and click down here. You can click and create multiple ads. Again, throw all your ads into this one testing ad group, and then get data through the door. You really can't make decisions if you don't have at least 30 conversions coming in per month, 30 sales coming in per month from these ads or so. And then what you can go ahead and do is create a new ad group for your winners. Okay, so you've got testing and you've got winners, and you can move the best performers in the testing ad group up to the winners, and that allows you to have a lower TCPA for the testing and a higher TCPA for the winners, so you can really scale the winners and get more aggressive with them. Okay, and you can add more budget to them. All right, so that is everything for this video. I really hope you enjoyed this one. Just a quick step-by-step guide on how we build YouTube Shorts ads, because I know loads of people are really curious. I'm going to do future videos on how exactly we optimize them, but for now I'm going to leave it here. So thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in how we can help you scale your Google and YouTube Shorts ads, there's a link in the description. I don't mind if you don't click it, but it will lead to a bit of a pitch. I'm just really interested in helping as many brand owners out as I can. But other than that, if you did enjoy this, please give me a like, subscribe, drop a comment below if you've got any further questions. I'm always answering comments, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.